Well, what is it like working with somebody like Richard Dean Anderson, who is this cultural icon?
I mean, initially it was very intimidating, but Rick was really great because he's got this ease about him. He's a really easy guy to hang out with, and he knew he was a big, huge star, but he doesn't walk around carrying that. So we were shooting the pilot, and we were all, Michael, Christopher, Richard, and I were all living at the Sutton Place Hotel in Vancouver. And we all used to go out for dinners together and stuff. And one night, Rick and I went for this long walk. It was like fairly late at night, and we just thought, all right, let's go for a walk. And I said to him, what is it like? Like, you're MacGyver, for God. Like, is that weird? And no sooner had I said that than this van load drove up the street, slowed down, looked at him, and this guy leans out the window and goes, MacGyver! And Rick was like, well, you get a lot of that.
Yeah.
I was just like, but he's very cool about it. And, you know, he's got this crazy irreverent sense of humor. He's very, very smart. And so he's really quick, dry sense of humor. And so very quickly, the whole cast is pretty goofy. There was an ease.
Did he sort of take a leadership role? Because
absolutely.
that's his job within the series.
Absolutely. I mean, he's number one on the call sheet. He's one of the executive producers, and he's our commanding officer. So all of the above make him. Yes, he took leadership, and he was very, you know, for us it was all pretty new, and he was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did it feel stepping into a franchise based on a movie that there's not really a lot of tie-ins back to the movie? The pilot episode sort of shies it away from the mythology of the film a little bit and takes in a different
I thought
direction.
it was really smartly done.
It was.
The way that they tied it back to that, and then sort of opened the door up and went, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I had seen the movie, and I watched it again, of course, when I found out that I was shortlisted for the part. And I just thought, this is huge. But I didn't realize how huge it was until I walked onto the set, and Michael, Christopher, and I walked onto the set in Vancouver, and we saw the Stargate, the actual Stargate, for the first time. And it's massive.
What happened to the Stargate?
I don't know.
It's just been locked away somewhere. That's quite sad.
It's in Area 51 being used
That's no good.
by the U.S. government.
That's no good.
But it's huge. And we all kind of went, this is going to be a big series.
And it all moves and all interlocks.
Oh yeah, yeah. It spins.
Quite a mechanical feat.
Yeah, and it's on a computer, so it actually dials like the right symbols.
That's quite
And
impressive.
the chevrons move and light up. And the first time we saw it move, it was like,
Sort of waiting for the big flash of blue, whatever it is, and
that didn't actually happen.
No, I imagine it'd be something like CGI or somebody there with a big screen attending.
Yeah. Pool on its side. And
Yeah,
just jump through.
Splash through. It'll be fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah. How did they do the bits where you walk through? Is it just literally somebody's cut off the screen?
Yeah. And it actually, the technology changed so much over the course. I mean, we started shooting on 35 mil, then on 16, and then went to HD through the course of the 10 years of Stargate SG-1. So the technology in terms of the green screen changed a lot. Initially, to light up any gate things took forever.
Yeah.
And it was the whole lighting and all these. And then we got like a green plug that just went into the gate. And then we actually found a way to do it without even having to use green, where there was a plug that looked like the event horizon. And I mean, the hard ones were sort of, you had to make sure you had a clear split when the shots from up above, where you see the cast walking through and then they disappear. That kind of thing is just basically a split screen.
Yeah.
But the technology over the course of 10 seasons.
Because it's been a very strange sort of 10 years that you would have been filming, because the technology changed so much.
Absolutely.
And it's still changing now.
And it's still changing now.
Yeah. It must be quite a lot to get your head around.
Yeah.
Especially as a performer.
Yeah, and HD too. It's like, especially for actors, because we're.
I have heard there are a few actors that are scared of HD, and a lot of news reporters
well,
that
they
don't
should
like
be.
it. Yes, it's like the transition from silent
It's not
to
super
sound.
kind, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not super kind, but if you get over the whole vanity aspect of it and realize that it's just the way it's going to be, then it's hard. It's hard as an actor to watch yourself looking not great on television, but the fact of the matter is you're playing a character. And
So are you one of these actors who has trouble watching yourself on screen?
I do, but I've had to get used to it because I'm now producing Sanctuary. So I watch all the edits. I have to make editing notes, and then I watch the producer's cut again, and then I watch it after it goes into the mix for vis effects and sound, and I have to watch it. So by the time this show gets out to the general public, I've watched it
A dozen
good
or
10
so
times.
times. Yeah.
And so at first I was like,
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, get over it. Just do your job. Is that a good cut? Is that a good transition? So yeah, I get used to it. But there's Stargate episodes I've never seen.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's time for me to sit down and watch the show.
There's a lot of that show to take in.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm going to have to book a little bit of time off.
I think so, yeah. Take a nice holiday. It'll be good for you.
Exactly.
One of the reasons that we've come up here is because we have an Armageddon Expo next year in Hamilton, which is about 100 kilometres that way. And I want to know from the guests what sort of things we can do as a city to make it a really memorable event.
Wow. I don't know.
I know, it's a bit of a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, the fandom is what makes the event, right? It's not the guests and it's not even the city necessarily. It's the fans that make the event. So, I mean, we're here. We're put up in this lovely hotel.
Without
This song's
hot
the
water.
hot water, but that's okay. That'll change. And if not, then, there's kettles in every
Yes.
room, so it'll be fine. Sponge bath for everyone. But I think it's just, for me, I just really enjoy meeting the fans. I enjoy the fact that you can look somebody in the eye, shake their hand, and say, thank you. Thank you for watching the show.
You must get some amazing stories from the fans.
I get phenomenal stories from the fans. People, especially women, because the characters that I've played have been quite role models and very strong.
Women.
Yeah, and that's, I feel very blessed that two of the major characters I've played have been pretty incredible women. But I get great stories. Great stories.
Has it been, because obviously Helen Magnus is more of a character that you've been able to design yourself, whereas you were walking into Sam Carter. Mm-hmm. Did you deliberately go out of your way to design Magnus to be more of a strong role model?
Yeah, no, I mean, Damien wrote her, so I have to get, the credit really does go to him. He wrote this phenomenal character long before he met me. And so that was his vision, and then he and I worked together to find the eccentricities and the look and and it was very important that the look be completely different. So in that aspect, I designed that part of it. But and then the writers, they're asking us to wrap it up.
They are, yes. Fantastic. I think I'm pretty much done though.
Excellent.
Yeah. Can I ask for an autograph?
Yes.
I've got this one here, which is, how many times do you see these photos?
Wow. I haven't seen this one in a while.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, and it's Paul, right?
Yes. Nicely done.
Thank you. Oh.
It's a red pen on a black photo.
Red pen on a
I don't think they've got any other colour pens.
Well, let's see what happens.
It'll just be like an Easter egg hidden in there.
Yeah, it'll be like a little gift every time you turn it to the light. Whoa, there it is. There, look. That shows up.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
Brilliant.
Paul.
Thank you very much for that.
My pleasure.
And I do hope the hot water's back on for you soon.
I hope so too. What's the scoop?
Oh,
What's
we've
the
been
good
told
word?
It might be 2 days.
Hasn't it already been 2 days?
Happened yesterday, so it could be a little while.
So, by Saturday?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
There's going to be a lot of people wearing baseball caps at this convention.
It really is.